Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're diving straight into a concept called the architecture of time ownership. And look, consider this your official wake-up call about how you're spending your life. Because right now, every single hour you spend, doom scrolling or just waiting around for the perfect moment, well, that's time you're literally never getting back. So instead of just passing the time, we're going to talk about how to actually build with it.
Okay, let's kick things off with a pretty brutal but absolutely necessary question. What did you do yesterday that actually moved you closer to your goals? Seriously, think about it. If you're kind of scratching your head trying to find a meaningful answer, well, that's a massive red flag. It means you're likely living with this really dangerous illusion that your time is unlimited. You're living like you've got forever to figure it all out. But spoiler alert, you don't.
Which brings us to Section 1, the illusion of unlimited time.
So we all know this incredibly familiar inner voice, right? The one that whispers, "I'll just start tomorrow." Or maybe for you it's, "I'll do it when I have more time," or when the timing is just right. We are all absolute experts at convincing ourselves to just wait for the perfect moment. As if, the stars are going to magically align and a choir of angels is going to sing when it's time to finally go to the gym. But while you're sitting around waiting for that flawless moment, your actual life is just passing you by. And get this, it's a crazy fact. The average person spends roughly 2.5 months of their life literally just deciding what to watch on streaming platforms. 2.5 months. Keep that in mind the next time you try to tell yourself you just don't have the time.
Now, the really harsh reality here is that this comforting voice in your head telling you to just chill out, it is not doing you any favors. It's not giving you grace, it's actually a blindfold, and it's actively taking a sledgehammer to your own potential. Every single time you delay, you are chipping away at your future, just one wasted day at a time.
Moving on to Section 2, let's look at what wasting time actually costs.
Just take a look around for a second. How many people do you know who are in the exact same place they were 5 years ago? You know the type. Same job, same daily habits, and the exact same excuses. Now, to be fair, they aren't necessarily lazy. Not at all. They just never figured out the absolutely critical difference between running endlessly on a busy hamster wheel and actually building a staircase toward a goal. Think about the goals you set for yourself last year. Are you genuinely climbing toward them right now? Or are you just running in place? Because here's the true hidden price of stagnation. Wasting time, it isn't just some basic productivity issue, it's a fundamental loss of self-respect. Seriously, every single time you choose the easy path, every time you pick comfort over growth, you are basically looking in the mirror and telling yourself that your dreams just don't matter. You're telling the universe that you and your future simply do not matter.
So the crucial takeaway right here is this. Time is not money. Time is life itself. While you're making excuses, maybe sleeping on your own potential, someone else out there with your exact same circumstances, your exact same challenges, and the exact same 24 hours in a day, they are actively building, they're growing. Every single opportunity you let slip away because you weren't ready or just didn't feel like it, well, that is a piece of your potential just dying.
This leads us directly into Section 3, the architecture of time ownership.
So, how do we fix this? Well, the secret definitely isn't shuffling your calendar blocks around or downloading yet another productivity app. It's about life management. It's making that massive paradigm shift from chaotic everyday time management to highly intentional life management. It's about grasping this one fundamental truth. Every single minute you are alive, you're making a choice. You are either investing in your future or you are directly stealing from it. You are either becoming who you're meant to be or you're just staying exactly who you've always been.
And that brings us to true time ownership. This means deciding exactly where every precious minute goes, instead of just renting it out to whoever demands it the loudest. Most people end up giving their absolute best hours to activities that don't even matter, to random distractions, or to jobs they don't even care about. But successful people, the architects of their own lives, they practice time ownership. They guard their hours like their lives depend on it. Because honestly, they do.
To put that into perspective, think of your time like water flowing down a mountain. Water doesn't just waste itself, right? It finds the most efficient path straight to its destination. It doesn't stop to hang out in comfortable little puddles, and it certainly doesn't get distracted by every single rock in its way. It has one purpose: reach the ocean. Your time needs to flow with that exact same unstoppable momentum. But instead, most people treat their time like sand. They just let it slip right through their fingers without even noticing. They scatter their attention across 1,000 totally meaningless activities, and then, they look up years later and wonder why nothing significant ever happened for them.
Let's move on to Section 4 and look at how the 1% operates.
All right, here's a hard truth we all just have to accept. Historically, every single successful person had the exact same constraint you do. Time is the ultimate equalizer. Rich, poor, it doesn't matter. Everyone gets the same daily allotment. But what separates that top 1% who actually reach their destinations? It's their playbook. They absolutely do not sit around waiting for motivation to magically strike them. Instead, they create actionable systems. Things like rigid time blocking, the 2-minute rule, or using the Pareto principle to make sure they're spending their hours on the 20% of tasks that drive 80% of the results. They don't just sit and hope for better circumstances, they aggressively use the circumstances they already have.
Do you want to know the real secret here? The most successful people in the world. They aren't smarter than you. They really aren't more talented than you either. They simply embraced this core framework of time ownership. They made a conscious, difficult choice that building their future was vastly more important than being comfortable right now. They stopped waiting for someday and started treating today as literally the only day that matters.
Which brings us to the most important part of this explainer. Section 5, your moment of truth.
Right now, in this very second, you have a choice to make. You can close this explainer and go right back to your old patterns, the scrolling, the procrastinating, the waiting for that perfect right moment. Or you can decide that today is the day you take ownership. So before you check another notification, before you find yet another shiny distraction, you need to follow these steps. First, choose one important thing you have been putting off. Second, take one single step toward the person you actually want to become. And third, do it right now. Actually, let me emphasize that. Right now. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Because that life you want, it is not going to magically build itself.
I want to circle back to the question we started with. Is your future self thanking you, or are they cursing you? Take a second to really, truly reflect on that. Remember, the time you waste today is time your future self will never, ever get back. You have to stop waiting for someone else to save you. The person you're waiting for is you. Your future self is counting on you to make the exact right choice in this exact moment.
So I leave you with this final, inescapable reality to just stare down. While you are sitting there deciding, time is not waiting. Your life isn't pausing. Every single second you hesitate is a piece of your potential gone forever. Are you going to keep renting your time out to meaningless distractions, or are you finally ready to become the architect of your own life? The clock's ticking. What are you waiting for?